I have been sitting here staring at the screen, and honestly, the tension surrounding our Houston Texans feels heavier than ever heading into this season. Something is developing regarding CJ Stroud that could shake up everything we thought we knew about the future of this roster. It is fascinating because the contrast between our dominant defense and the current uncertainty surrounding our franchise quarterback creates an impossible situation to ignore. The more the details emerge, the clearer it becomes that this campaign is a total pivot point for the organization. Please like, subscribe, and drop your city below. Let's get into it. CJ Stroud is at a major crossroads as he enters a pivotal fourth season with the Houston Texans without the security of a long-term contract extension. Drafted second overall in 2023, Stroud immediately transformed our franchise by winning the AP NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year award, giving us all hope for a Super Bowl window that finally felt wide open. However, after a scintillating start, his performance has leveled off, leading to a situation where the front office has notably chosen to prioritize extensions for players like Will Anderson Jr. instead of our quarterback. The news came out this Thursday via ESPN when Stroud addressed the media, calmly stating that he is letting his agent manage the contract talks while he focuses entirely on his job. The truth is, this hits us hard, because after 3 straight seasons ending in the divisional round, we are tired of seeing potential wasted. Stroud finished last year ranked 13th in passer rating, and while those numbers are respectable, they do not justify the elite status we need to push past the postseason hurdles that have plagued Demeco Ryans and this team. That 7-turnover nightmare against the New England Patriots remains fresh in our minds, leaving many of us wondering if he truly is the long-term answer. The skepticism is growing, and watching the team withhold a payday for a former cornerstone piece feels like a direct reflection of our internal concerns about his consistency and poise. And I'll be straight with you, if he does not deliver an elite campaign in 2026, the silence from the front office might just turn into a permanent departure. We need to see him elevate his decision-making and ball security to finally reach paradise, because as we always say here in Houston, it is officially Toro time for this organization. The truth is, we are staring down the barrel of a defining crossroads because the front office has clearly shifted their strategy regarding our signal caller. While Will Anderson Jr. secured his bag back in May, CJ Stroud remains without that long-term extension, signaling that the organization is no longer convinced he is the undisputed face of the franchise. After an offensive Rookie of the Year campaign that had us dreaming of titles, the regression to a 92.9 passer rating and a lackluster 19-8 touchdown ratio in his third year has forced management to pause. We know they have seen this movie before with past quarterbacks who flashed brilliance but could not sustain elite production when the pressure reached a breaking point. Behind closed doors, Nick Caserio and Demeco Ryans are likely balancing their respect for his raw talent against the cold reality of a championship-caliber defense that deserves a game manager who does not implode. The 7-turnover nightmare against Mike Vrabel and the New England Patriots in the postseason clearly scarred the decision-makers, leading them to prioritize ball security and composure over the highlight reel plays that defined his early tenure. This uncertainty creates a tense environment where every snap feels like an audition for his future with this team. It is not just about the stats anymore, as the lack of a deal proves they need him to show emotional maturity under the bright lights of January football. As Houston Texans fans, we know this is about whether he can transcend his current plateau and stop the cycle of divisional round exits that have plagued us for 3 straight years. The bottom line here is simple. Toro time must now mean something more than potential because the clock is officially ticking on his career in Houston. The bottom line here is that we are staring down the barrel of a defining campaign because the championship window for this roster is wide open, yet our quarterback situation remains a glaring question mark that could derail everything. This is where it gets real for our salary cap situation, as the front office chose to pay Will Anderson Jr., while leaving CJ Stroud to play on his current deal, which signals a massive shift in organizational trust. If Stroud fails to elevate his game, we are looking at a potential pivot point for the franchise where the financial flexibility we need to retain elite defensive pieces could evaporate if we are forced to franchise tag our signal caller next spring. This tension changes how we view upcoming clashes against the Tennessee Titans under Robert Saleh and the Jacksonville Jaguars with Liam Cohen, as those defensive-minded coaches will surely look to exploit Stroud's poise issues. If we cannot dominate these division matchups, our playoff path becomes significantly harder, especially with the league parity shifting toward offensive-heavy schemes elsewhere. We rely on Demeco Ryans to have our elite defense firing on all cylinders, but if the offense remains stagnant or turnover-prone like it was against Mike Vrabel's New England Patriots, our Super Bowl dreams will hit another early ceiling. The truth is that we have transitioned from a team of destiny to a team under a microscope, and every snap from Stroud now carries the weight of a potential roster overhaul if the wins do not stack up. We have the defensive pedigree to go all the way, but without a massive jump in quarterback performance, we might find ourselves watching the postseason from our couches yet again while the rest of the AFC moves on without us. Toro time. The strongest argument for keeping CJ Stroud on a prove-it year is the sheer potential we witnessed during his historic rookie campaign because we know the elite ceiling exists within his skill set. By delaying a massive extension, the front office retains significant financial flexibility to continue surrounding him with premium talent while avoiding a potential albatross contract if he fails to regain that elite form. Conversely, the downside is massive because if he thrives, his price tag will skyrocket, and the locker room might view the lack of commitment as a lack of faith in their leader. NFL analysts around the league are buzzing, with many suggesting that Houston is gambling on a high wire, while teams like the Patriots under Mike Vrabel or even the Jaguars with Liam Cohen watch closely to see if our window remains open. Many media members argue that if we do not lock him up, we risk losing the most important position on the field entirely. And I will be real with you, I believe this is a high-stakes poker game that could either secure our dynasty or set us back 5 years. While the defense led by Demeco Ryans is clearly ready to compete for a Super Bowl title right now, the offensive inconsistency is a glaring anchor we cannot afford to drag into the postseason again. We need to see that poise and ball security improve immediately to justify the delay in his contract status. My perspective is that we are choosing to bet on the player over the position, which is a dangerous move when you have a roster this loaded. We have to hope this pressure creates a diamond rather than cracks the foundation of this entire regime. It is time to step up or step aside because it is finally Toro time. The bottom line here is that our franchise stands at a massive crossroads as we look toward the 2026 season. This reality means the Texans are officially in win-now mode, prioritizing the elite defensive structure built by Demeco Ryans while needing CJ Stroud to finally evolve into the consistent elite signal caller we all know he can be. As Houston Texans fans, we should feel a mix of nervous anticipation and intense optimism. We have a championship-caliber roster, yet the uncertainty regarding Stroud's long-term future forces us to demand more than just playoff appearances. We have seen our season end in the divisional round for 3 straight years, and it is time for this team to break that ceiling. The fact that management paid Will Anderson Jr. but kept Stroud waiting signals that the front office needs to see true poise when the pressure is at its absolute highest. We have the pieces, the coaching, and the hunger, but it all hinges on whether our quarterback can elevate his game beyond those lingering mistakes from last year's postseason nightmare. If we see that growth, this team will be unstoppable, but anything less keeps us in this frustrating limbo. This leaves us with a massive question for the community to debate. Given the immense pressure and his performance in that recent playoff loss to the Patriots, do you believe CJ Stroud will secure his long-term extension by the end of this season? Or is the front office right to play it safe for now? Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Toro time, I'll see you in the next one.